can't hear you.
All right. Can you hear me now? Should be good. Should be good to go.
Order filled.
All right, there's market open. I was in a long on a new Apex eval that I got, and
Oh yeah, you're good.
we just made $500 on that. So that's a good way to start the day. Last night I took a trade. I was up a little later last night. I took a trade in London session and I lost 200 and then made 400. So we're sitting at 400 on the day on that Lucid eval. So we had a nice move down overnight. You can see here, this is a position that I was in. Came down. The position that I got stopped out of was another short that the stop was at like 720. Pushed up, stopped me out. Right here, we're pushing up off the open. Let's get some fibs drawn out. Hey, Mom, check your text messages. All right, so we're coming up here. We are kind of struggling to keep pushing higher. Let's see how we play out. We are right at that 30%. On NASDAQ, that would have been a nice little scalp, like a 50-point scalp. All right, well, I'm going to do something here on stream with everyone. So I woke up this morning, checked my Tradeify account, and we are eligible for a payout on this account. It's a smaller payout, but I'm going to go ahead and take that because I want to reset the 5 days of $100 in profit. So boom, we're taking a payout this morning. All right, there we go. We have requested that payout. It's been a minute since I've gotten a payout. The last one I got was on Funding Ticks. That's no longer a prop firm anymore. That was back in like September or October of last year with Tradeify. The last time I took a payout was in August of last year. So it's been a long time coming, but we did it. We finally did it. All right, looks like we did get a nice short off of that 30%. Let's see how we react here if we push back up or if we want to continue lower. That 5-minute wick looks gross. Look at that rejection, man. That is a thank you, thank you. This is definitely a good feeling. So what was that, like 326? So what is it? Tradeify gives you 90% of profits, so you get I'm gonna get like 293 out of that. That is that's going straight into the wedding fund. It's gonna be pulled out in cash and go straight into the wedding fund. All right, on ES here, I do want to see a little bit of a pullback. I'd get into a short. If we do get that pullback down to pre-market lows, we got that retracement basically up to the 50% of the swing from overnight. We came about one tick away from that. So those levels there are pretty, the swing levels or the fib levels and the swings are pretty solid, So I'm not going to rush into a short here. I do want to see a retracement. Wonder how long that takes to. Give me just a second. I need to take a look at something here. There's that retracement that I was looking for. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to this right now. 107. All right, well, there was that little bit of a retracement. That would have been a solid opportunity to get short. Let's see how we react off these levels here. We may come down and sweep, pre-market lows. We may come down all the way down to previous day low. Do just want to give it time since we did have such a drastic drop overnight. Oops. I may take this on an eval. It does look like we may want to get a retracement back up. So this is going to be on my Tradeify eval. I'm not trading the funded account. I'm going to lock that account out. Until the end of the trading day. See how we react off that point of control and the volume profile. We may just reject off of that. Well, that's nice. That funded account that I took a payout on, that's been traded live with everyone on stream. That hasn't been something that I've traded off stream. I don't take any trades, in Asia session or London session on that account. I just trade it with you guys. So that's a good feeling, Seeing that payout, being able to request that would have been a nice short off the point of control there. Back down. Let's see how we react after we sweep these pre-market lows. Nasdaq's below those pre-market lows, so we'll let this develop a little bit. You're going to get a sustained move down today. We got this wick low down here on NASDAQ, all the way down at 300. ES, previous day low at 572. Those could be the areas that we're heading to. What is this? We got the monthly opening range that we're approaching right now. So I just want to be patient here because we swept pre-market lows. We could see a move back down. Down to previous day low. Don't want to rush into anything. And if I do take a trade right now, it's going to be on an eval just because I don't want to put risk on a funded, because it does seem we're having some pretty drastic moves here. My stop's going to be point of control at 92. Take profit's going to be at 71. I'm going to go ahead and enter that here.
Order filled.
It's on the eval. Yep, it's on the eval. Stop loss 92. Take profit is going to be 72, just right above that previous day low. And if this loses, we will be okay. But I'm playing off of the volume profile here, just given that we did come in to the market open with heavy selling pressure. This little bit of a retracement is expected through this thinner section of the volume profile here. And if we get a retracement all the way back up, then that is also expected with the sweep of pre-market lows. But given how heavy we are, I do believe, we do want to see lower prices here. NASDAQ is falling. Looks like NASDAQ may go down to that 300 level. NASDAQ came about 8 points away from that. ES isn't really following suit with this move, but ES does like to lag a little bit sometimes behind Nasdaq. So let's just let this play out. And if ES doesn't start moving down here soon, Nasdaq sweeps this wick low, then we may just see a pop up and we'll get stopped out, but we can reevaluate, re-enter. $15-minute opening range is set. Let's get that drawn out. We did sweep that low. You can see the pink line here on ES. We swept the low, so we do have a good chance of, of pushing back up. We may be forming a bottom here, but we know how Nasdaq likes to, or ES and Nasdaq like to move. They like to fake people out, continue, a little bit lower, and then reverse. So point of control has flipped on ES. Point of control is down here at 83 now. So we may see that move up. I'm going to stay in this trade just because, okay, Nasdaq hit that 300 level. I'm going to stay in this trade just because I do want to see ES gather some more liquidity before moving to the upside. Point of control hasn't flipped yet on Nasdaq, so we may see it, some more movement down. Need to get a picture of my ID sent over to myself so I can get that uploaded to Rise. That's the payment processor for Tradeify. All right, there's that push down. Let's see if ES wants to go to previous day low. We are below that 15-minute opening range. I may de-risk here and move my stop down quite a bit to that 88 level, 88.25. I'm going to move my stop down just to take some of the risk off. $88.75. Retesting that 15-minute opening range low. They're back up to point of control in our entry. If this wants to find a base here and then, you know, take us out, like I said, we'll be okay. All right, we did close. I'm going to move my stop back up to 92.5 just because we did close below this. So we may see a retracement back into this swing. You can see that the 50% is you know, right there at 92.5. So I've moved my stop back up to 92 or 92.25 is the 50%. Move my stop up to 92.5 because we, you know, may see that retracement. Right, we got right into the 30% of that swing. We could reject from here, or we could just push all the way up. I'm gonna play this position a little bit here, and if we lose, we lose.
Order filled.
I added another contract. We're still looking okay. I'd expect us to, you know, most likely retrace to that 50% and then continue lower. We are looking pretty strong, but not convinced just yet. There's like 90. All right, average is at 83.31, so we'll just move it to like 83.25 as our entry. NASDAQ retesting that point of control. There's a nice rejection. NASDAQ retesting 15-minute opening range low. May take a stab on my Apex eval that I made some money on this morning for a long, just with the stop down below value area low here, or session lows. Would be kind of counter trend trading or hedging because I'm in a short on ES, long on NASDAQ. I don't really care. Let's try it.
Order filled.
All right, we got into a long on the Apex account. Entry was a little bit shitty, 41.75. Stop down here. We're going to target that value area high at 427. And this could just reject and throw a pie in our face on this account, but that's okay. That's what the evals are for, right? I was like, okay, I thought I was on minis for a second on my Apex account, but I'm not. Yeah, looks like we're gonna get a pie in our face on the Apex account. There it is. So we're back to break even for the day on that account. Just trying a little bit of volume profile, maneuver in here. That's fine. Something that new that I'm incorporating into my trades. So you gotta test it out a little bit, right? You gotta give it some testing. Did it just want to sweep us out to go higher? Could be, could be. See if it wants to reject off this 15-minute opening range low. Looks like ES may have found a little bit of support off that 15-minute opening range low, but we'll let it play out. We are bearish so far today. Yeah, it looks like it just wanted to sweep us out of that position real quick and then continue higher. So I'm not going to jump back into a long here. I'm just going to let it play out, see what happens. ES looks like it is forming some structure, like a little bit of a base to send this thing higher. Or it could just be manipulation to fake out the buyers, trap some buyers, and then send it lower. All right, so ES didn't break that previous high at 91. We did make a low. Let's see if this lower high at 90 holds, and then we make a lower low. I'm not going to rush into anything here. Let the position work itself out. It's still a 1-to-1 risk to reward on that ES trade. For the FVWP, is that, are you asking about the volume profile? I'm sorry. Fixed rate, yep. Yeah, here, I'll show you. All right, looks like NASDAQ does want to form that base. Here it is. I'm going to try the long again on the Apex eval.
Order filled.
Sorry, I'll show you that here in a second. I'm trying to get this trade set up. All right, looks like we're going to get stopped out of the ES short.
Stop filled.
All right, stopped out. Here, I'll send you a screenshot of it, okay? All right, I just sent you a screenshot of that on Discord there. All right, so we are pushing up. We did find that base off the 15-minute opening range. We got stopped out on the Tradeify eval, which is okay. We do have a fib geometry possibly setting up here.
Order filled.
All right, well, just took profit on the Apex eval. Got into a long at 448, 348. Targeting that 30% at 14. Nice little 65 pointer there. Let's see if we get this retracement on ES at 88.25. That's where the entry would be for long. We're going to go in with 4 contracts. Trying to set this up so that these levels are a little bit easier to see. All right, the gold is the fib geometry entry level. What is that? 88.75 now. So this is going to be on the Tradeify evals again. You know, we're going to try to hold it. If we get filled on this position for the fib geometry, we're going to try to hold it to TP1, which is a 2618. Let's clean up the chart a little bit. You know, we may not get this retracement. It may just take off like we've seen it do, you know, time and time again. 89.25 is entry now. What a move. Do you want to see a little bit of a pullback here to get into a long, but we may not get it. We got NASDAQ finding some resistance at that 50% level of this 5-minute swing that we drew out, the fib on the 5-minute swing. We could see this run all the way up to London highs and not get a pullback, honestly. All right, I'm gonna get in.
Order filled. Order filled.
Whoops, accidentally got in with 8 contracts instead of 4. So we'll see what happens, I guess. Uh,
Order filled.
all right, I took 4 off. I don't want to be in with 4 contracts, 4 micros on ES. I'm gonna leave that position there. This is what the long looks like that I'm in right now, though. 601.7 or yeah, 601.5 is the entry. And if this does end up coming back down to the 50% retracement, we'll work the position. Let's see how we react off the 15-minute opening range high. And this is a very strong move up, so I mean I have a feeling that we're gonna at least go to the London highs. Asia highs are up there as well at 27 area on ES. London highs on NASDAQ are at 86.5. Asia highs are at like 766. Sorry, 686 and then 766. So, a couple 100 points higher than where we're at currently. We got ES coming up to this swing that we drew. Yeah, I may take my profit at this previous day close area at 15.5. Or we might just trail it at that point because that 15.5 area on ES, you see right around previous day close. We may sweep that, retrace, and then continue higher, but it's better to take your money and run, right? It'll pull back now that you got in. Nah, that's how it feels. I mean, that's how I feel most of the time too, but it'll pull back, but that's just what it does, you know? The market will pull back. It likes to pull back. It does move in straight lines sometimes, but not all the time. We got Nasdaq looking like it's finding some footing to go higher. ES is at the upper end of the session, or it's at session highs. And the 15-minute opening range high, so we could see a breakout from here or a rejection, but we're looking pretty strong. As you can see on the volume profile, though, point of control flipped on ES. We flipped, right? Taking a long from that point of control just to value area high, that would have been a solid trade. That's about 10 points on ES. Same thing on NASDAQ. Point of control at 314, value area high at 433. I mean, you can't, really complain about that. And if you don't want to be in this position because it will most likely retrace, you can wait until it retraces down to the fib geometry entry. Or you can do a starter position like, 1 or 2 contracts based off whatever your risk tolerance is, and then add to the position when it pulls back. Now, what we don't want is Trump to come out and tweet something. All right, payout just got approved from Tradeify. Just got the email. That is a big rejection there. Big rejection candle. I would be just watching your long position if you are long right now. I'm gonna have to work this a little bit if it does, start to pull back pretty solid. All right, point of control just shifted, as you can see. The red line is the point of control. So we may see a retracement back down to get some of these orders filled. Yeah, I'm not really liking this. I may close out of this long and then, reevaluate just so that we're not losing too much. And if it does just take off without me, then so be it. But well, I'm going to wait here. We got the 5-minute candle closing in about 45 seconds. All right, strong push. All right, we'll let this ride. Very strong push. Yeah, super bullish right now. We are above the 20 SMA on the 15-minute for NASDAQ. On the 15-minute on ES, we pushed above the 20 and the 200. So it should be a good long here, unless that was just a manipulation leg to send us lower. I'm going to move my stop up to break even on this. Right at 98, not break even, but I'm moving my stop up to 98.5. Just because I don't want to be stuck in this position and a ton of drawdown if it does end up retracing a lot. You can see NASDAQ is looking weak. Your point of control didn't move. Are you using the fixed range volume profile or the anchored volume profile? All right, I don't like this projection here. I'm gonna cut that. I cut that position. Did not want to be caught in that move because it looks like we are going to reject. Fixed. Okay, in your settings, do you have the where's extend right box checked here at the bottom? Okay, cool. Alright, looks like we might have gotten faked out there on that move down. Want to see if we can run this high. If we can't, we're going to go lower. You can see the hourly, we are below the moving average on our moving averages on the 1 hour chart on NASDAQ. ES, we approached that 20 SMA, rejected a bit. Would want to see a breakout over this high. Re-enter long, stop at 600. I may try a short here too with stop at the session highs. Targeting that value area low or the 618 at 91. Let's try. I'm going to enter short just because we do have a tight stop here. It's about 7 points. TP would be 91.5. If this gets stopped out on this eval, that's fine. I'm just trying out some different things here, just from what I'm, seeing what price is giving us. That double top there is, can provide some pretty strong resistance, especially with it being around that 70% area. We'll target the opening range low. If we do find support here and get stopped out, that's fine. All right.
Stop filled.
Stopped out. Alrighty, I know I'm doing a lot of flip-flopping here, but that breakout is pretty nice. So I am gonna long. Let me get back into the long with the stop right below 600.
Order
And if we
filled.
get chopped up, then this is my last trade on this account. Then we'll stop trading. It's fine by me. We are going to target Asia highs, which is that 632 level. I'm going to put it at 628.75. Actually, you know what? Fib geometry, fib geometry, fib geometry. We got a fib geometry play setting up that. Yeah, that Asia high would be the next key level of liquidity. So 630 is going to be the take profit, which is right there, 375. We do have a lot of liquidity sitting up there at that 630 area on ES. And I will add a couple contracts to this position if we come down and tap this 15-minute opening range high again. These have been trades on my eval. I haven't taken any trades on a funded account today. Not yet, at least. I don't want to rush into anything. We are getting some consolidation at this point. That would have been a nice move with our original entry at 601 up to 613. That'd been about 12 points. NASDAQ is looking primed for a short though, from point of control down to value area low. ES looking really strong. So right over here, where we retested that 15-minute opening range low, I mean, like I said it in real time, but I didn't act on it. That's a position that I would be willing to risk because I mean, I was in a short, you know? That's what happens when you marry your bias. That's a position that I'm looking for. That's a setup that I'm generally looking for to do something like this, right? We target, or we enter off the retest, targeting the 15-minute opening range high. Would have been a picture perfect entry and trade, but can't always, you know, you can't get it right every single time. NASDAQ is failing this point of control area, failing to push higher. We may have longed the top here, but we're looking pretty strong and we're due for a nice trend day up, even though we are in an overall downtrend. You can see NASDAQ put in a nice base here at this like double, not a double bottom, but you know, a higher low, you know, right here. We could see that push up on NASDAQ. I think that's kind of what ES is waiting for, but we will see. All right, I'm going to be on here for a couple more minutes and then hop off, get ready for work. We took a nice trade on the Apex eval. We lost the first one. We won the second one. The Tradeify eval, we took this first short here. Lost. Got into a long. Got out of break even though, you know, it ended up playing out in our favor. There's NASDAQ giving a little bit of a push there. We're in this long on ES, targeting the sweep of Asia highs. Well, not the sweep of Asia highs, but the push up to Asia highs. See if we can get a nice trend day going. If not, then you know, we'll see how this trade plays out. I'm in it. I'm gonna hold it. Feels like we do need that, you know, that bit of a move up here. But the market doesn't have to give us anything. It can do what it wants. And if this ends up taking an L, then we'll I'm gonna lock that account out for the day, and then we'll be good. We'll get back to it tomorrow. Give it a couple more minutes before we wrap up for the day. This position is red, but again, it's okay. It's an eval. This is why I didn't trade my funded account today, my Tradeify funded, because one, I was waiting for that payout. It got approved. It's actually already in my bank account, so that's awesome. All right, well, pretty good trading day. We had a nice move, on the open. We had a nice move down. Caught some decent trades. Caught a couple losers, but that's fine. On my Apex eval, we literally got stopped out to the dang tick. Price came down to 57.25. I got stopped out at 59.5, and then price ran. So that, I mean, we've seen that happen quite a few times on my accounts, but we re-entered, we made money, we lost some money on the eval. We're in another position here. We'll let it work itself out, but I'm going to call it there for the day on the stream. I will see everyone else again tomorrow. If you're green for the day, trade a different account. If you're red, give yourself a couple more trades and then lock it up. But I am going to wrap it up. I'll let you guys know how this trade ends up working out tomorrow morning. Hope everyone has a good day, and God bless.